be seated. I would like to welcome you all to this meeting tonight, and I would like to thank the Council for their confidence in voting for me. I'm very privileged to do this job, and I will do my best. I'll endeavour to do my best for the Isle of Wight, as we all do. I would like to go on to ask for nominations. I would like to appoint my chaplain for the ensuing year, and that will be Veronica Brown. As has been Veronica, thank you very much. You've been good up to now, and I'm sure it will be good in the next couple of years. Thank you. Declaration. Declaration of acceptance of office. I, George William Cameron, having been elected to office of Chairman of the Isle of Wight Council, declare that I take office upon myself and that I will duly, faithfully fulfill the duties of it according to the best of my judgment and ability. Thank you. At this point, I would like to say thank you to Laura, who's been an excellent chair. It's been a privilege to be your vice chairman. And I've known you for a long time, Laura, nearly 40 years. And it's been a privilege to know you. You've done a brilliant job for the council. I'm sure you will carry on doing a brilliant job for the council. It's been good. We worked well together, and it's excellent. It's been good. Does any other members wish to pay tribute to Laura? Councillor Stewart.
Thank you, Chair. I'd just like to thank Laura for 2 years of hard work, and I've seen her at many events myself, as others have. And it is an important role to represent this council in the way that you've done extremely well. And certainly on behalf of the council, I would like to say thank you very much for your effort.
Councillor Ian Ward.
Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to say that I've known Laura for many years now, and I think I could safely say Laura is someone who works at 110%. And being chairman, I've seen her do 120%. Absolutely fantastic performance, and I know it's a time-consuming, busy, and sometimes very, what's the word I'm looking for? But I was going to say sympathetic, but that's not the word. But Laura has done an excellent job, outstanding job as chairman, and I'm sure she will continue to do an outstanding job as a councillor. Well done, Laura.
Thank you. Thank you. Councillor Ian Stevens.
Thank you. Laura is obviously a member of our group, but she's a member of this council. And she's proven her worth to unite the council chamber many times during her period of chairmanship. I think that, to be quite honest, it's not 110 or 120 miles an hour, it's 200% effort. And a lot of talent to go with that. She takes us with her. She takes the people with her. She's a fantastic ward councillor, a great town councillor, and an even greater Isle of Wight council. It's a privilege to have her amongst my group and back over this side again. I'm sorry about the other side of the chamber. We're claiming her back. So she's one of ours, and we're very proud of what she's done over the last 2 years. Well done, Laura. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor John Howe.
Thank you, Chairman. Actually, it's quite strange because when you've got, I echo everything that Ian Stevenson said, but I also echo everything that Ian Ward said, because I feel that she was the chairman for the councillors and not chairman for any particular person. If you had a problem, you could always go to Laura and she'd help you sort it out. So I think that Laura, I've been here since 2001 and I think she's one of the best chairmen we've ever had. So I'd like to thank Laura for the way she looked after the councillors in this and the way she spoke and fair to everybody. Nobody was favoured out for it. She was very, very good. So I'd like to thank Laura for that.
Thank you, John. Councillor Vanessa Churchman.
Thank you, Chair. I've known Laura since 2005. She got elected, in fact, 2 years previously, if I remember correctly, in a by-election. I have never known a councillor who works as hard as Laura. I reckon she knows every face and name in her ward, and I really mean that. And she's essentially such an honest person. She's not afraid to speak her mind, but in a nice way. Whether you like it or not, she will say what she feels and she will speak the truth. And I think that is one of the greatest assets a councillor can have. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you. Councillor Michael Liddy.
I would like to thank Laura as well, because I've been at a number of events where Laura has been at, and she's a wonderful host. She actually gets down with the people and brings the people together. And I particularly want to raise that in the 2 years of the Isle of Wight Pride, she's been at the front and actually said, you know, we are an inclusive society and we're an exclusive island. So thank you, and I look forward now, as you are the Mayor of Cowes and as I'm the Mayor of Ryde, I'm sure we'll do things together. Thank you.
And Councillor Debbie Andre.
Thank you, Chair. I'm somewhat at a disadvantage in that I am a relatively new member to this council chamber, but I have to say, on a personal level, Laura, I am indebted to you. You have been the most fantastic role model. You have been a wonderful mentor. You always find time, even though you are rushing around at 200 miles an hour. And I think that's one of the things you bring, is you find time for people. And I think you are a wonderful ambassador. I think you have been a fabulous chairman, and you are my role model. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you. Councillor Mosdale.
This is where she's looking and thinking, what's she going to say? It's a bit of a voice behind from the grave, really, Laura, because everyone knows that Laura is one of my dad's bestest friends. And I know if he was here this evening, he would be saying, you know, well done, kid, you got there and you did it well. I have to say that when I said I was going to stand for election, Laura rang me up. They got round the grapevine via Patrick Joyce and all the other people that it gets round, and I got this phone call saying, don't do it. Whatever you do, don't do it. And then a week later, when I said, I'm definitely going to do it, she rang me up and said, look, we might be in different parties, but I will always support you, and she has. She told me the first day after I got elected, don't take on too much, and being my father's daughter, I hung off every word and promptly took on adult social care and public health. The one thing I can say for Laura, apart from just being so good to absolutely everybody, is nobody who ever fills this position will ever be as well dressed as Laura. And we will never, ever forget the Union Jack handbags and shoes. She has done an absolute fantastic job.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, members. Laura, it all comes from the bottom of the heart. They all mean it, and it's really, it's been a privilege. We travelled many miles to the mainland together, and we had nice little talks and chats. I would like to present you with a past chairman's badge. Thank you very much, members. Laura, would you like to address the council at this point? Thank you.
Well, I'm extremely humbled by what everyone said, and yeah, I think my family will be very proud. So thank you very much. It's not unusual. It's unusual that I'm speechless, but that has taken my breath away. Thank you so much. In no order, I have to thank a number of people. First of all, my fellow councillors for your unanimous support and giving me the privilege of representing the people of our island. Thanks on the whole for giving me a fairly easy ride in council meetings. My thanks to past Lord Lieutenant Sir Martin Wight and Lady Fiona, to Joya and to Susie, our new Lord Lieutenant. In actual fact, I'm not sure how many of you realised, but for the week of the 26th of March to the 7th of April, the Lord Lieutenant, the High Sheriff, and the Chairman of the Isle of Wight Council were all women. Richard Priest actually picked up on it, and we had a fantastic photo, which I think is something. I've been immensely proud to serve our island, and I hope I've done so well. My thanks to my husband, who has supported and funded my role, the extra outfits, Claire, the number of mainland visits, although we usually had a very nice red funnel big breakfast, which helped with the long days, I have to say. My daughters who, for over 20 years, have had to put up with me saying, I can't speak, I'm in a meeting. Thank you, girls, and thanks for your patience and understanding of my roles. My standing dog walker, my poor brother Gary, who is at the end of a frantic text and rushing up to make sure my doggies are safe and well. My thanks to all those staff that have been there to help me and push me, quite literally, round there, Laura, round there, in the right direction, especially at civic functions. My other family and friends, they know who they are, eternal thanks. After spending the last 3 long days visiting large number of charity organisations, almost all of whom has had funding cut, my full appreciation from the bottom of my heart for continuing support to the island and its families. Every person who volunteers has my everlasting gratitude and thanks. It's outstanding. My thanks go to Veronica, the most perfect chaplain ever. And I have a small gift for you, Veronica. Just bear with me, everybody. Move back to the seat. Sorry about that. I did say it wasn't going to take long, but anyway. George, you have been a brilliant support, not just over the 2 years as Vice Chair, but as you said, as a friend of over 30, 40 years. A small token of my appreciation. And I have to say, George, this is the last one in the country that there is. There are no more, and I couldn't think of anyone more deserving than you to have it.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Open it, open it. You can open it, yeah. As many of you know, George likes to celebrate and party, so bring it on, George. Finally, my heart quite literally aches at the beauty of this island. Long may that beauty remain. Long may us as a council continue to enhance and protect it. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Laura. I think the council is privileged to have you as chairman. Thank you very much, and thank you, members. If we can move on with the agenda, we need to elect a vice chairman for the ensuing year. And I'm looking for nominations, please. Councillor Stewart.
Sorry,
Councillor Stevens. Seconder?
I'll second that nomination.
Seconder? Councillor Chapman. Thank you. Any other nominations? No other nominations. Right. I would like to put this to the vote, please.
Chairman, just before you do, would it be possible just to say a few words?
Would you,
I'd
please, yeah.
really like to support Councillor Shirley Smart. I've known Shirley for over 30 years, and it's a great shame she can't be here tonight. Everybody knows the reason why. But Shirley, like the previous chairman of the council, has been a great advocate for the island, and I feel that she will be able to hopefully to go on to continue that role. Clearly it will go into another council and it will be up to her whether she stands or not. But she has been an advocate for housing on the island. When I first met her over 30 years ago, she was a Medina Borough councillor and she was chairman of the housing committee at the time, and was a great advocate for it. And it was something that she had actually previously done in her work with the former MP of the island, Stephen Ross. She worked as his secretary. So she has a great interest in the island. And if anybody really deserves to go on to become chairman, I really do believe it is Shirley. And I would hope that everybody in this room tonight could actually support that proposition that she becomes vice chairman. So, I would like to see it as unanimous. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Councillor Abrams. Is anybody else? Councillor Ward.
Which one? When I was first elected in 2005, I met Shirley for the first time. And Shirley was, and these are the words I've used, kind, helpful, supportive, non-partisan. Shirley was always there with a word of encouragement, advice, even though we were, on different sides of the chamber. Shirley, that didn't bother Shirley, and she was lovely. I think she, as Barry has said, she thoroughly deserves this honour, and it's just small recompense for all the service that she's given to this island. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Chapman.
Bomb button. In seconding Councillor Shirley Smart, I have to say that I've known Shirley since the late 70s, and Shirley was the secretary to the late Steve Ross, who became Lord Ross, who was a great friend of mine, and incidentally we were in hospital together. I was first elected to the council in 1986-7, and that was really Shirley that pushed me into that. And that was in the days of the Liberals, not Liberal Democrats, I would point out, Liberals. And she has been a faithful friend to me all those years, and we've likewise reciprocated that. I'm sorry to say at the moment she's still suffering from a broken leg in 3 parts, and I'm hoping that's soon going to be repaired for her, and she'll soon be back on her feet. You're absolutely right in what has been said earlier on. She will make a good chairman of that, I'm sure, and I wish her every success. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Stevens.
I was actually going to see which way the vote went, and then I was going to say a few words. But as it's all being said now, I think that I've spoken with Shirley today. She's got a broken foot, and it's in a cast, the second cast that she's had in the time that she's been off her feet. The nursing home where she's at has got a breakout of novavirus, so the nursing home is closed to both inward and outgoing people at this moment in time. Otherwise, we'd have wheeled her in. She was prepared to come today, but this morning she rang me and said that she couldn't get out, let alone get back in, so she was better off where she was. Anyway, I just mentioned that she wanted to say she's a corkhead. She's through and through Isle of Wight, and she loves the council, loves the to and froing of politics and what have you, but most of all she loves the island and its people. And she was elected to Medina Borough Council in 1981, so she's had a good long time of service, and I think that that alone, without the accolades, and I know how she's been appreciated, that alone shows staying power, willpower, and if you like, commitment. So I just thought I'd mention that now. Prior to the vote. Basically, I was going to wait until the vote, and then if it went well, then we'd say I'd do the acceptance speech. That's the acceptance speech. You won't get another peep out of me. Thank you very much. I'm pretty popular over here. So I'm going to leave it at that. But Shirley would have dearly loved to be here tonight. She reckons the cast on her foot is coming off next week, so it won't be long before she's up and about and supporting you, George. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Stevens. Any other member wish to speak? I'm looking forward to work with Councillor Smart. I've known her a while as well, and whenever our paths crossed, it was good. You know, she's served in the planning committee with us. She's excellent. Could I put this to the vote? Any members for that nomination? Anybody against? Any abstentions? The motion carried. I duly declare Councillor Shirley Smart as Vice Chairman of the Isle of Wight Council. And thank you very much. We will do the formalities with Shirley Smart when she is well enough to come in. And I'm sure she'll be privileged to take a post. I would like to adjourn this meeting now for 30 minutes, and we'll go in the room next door to have some refreshments and meet each other informally. Thank you very much.